joined by Sdfc head coach Mikey Varas. We'll start with English questions first. Go ahead.
Mikey, back on the road this season for the first time in MLS. How's the team preparing? How's it feeling having to travel again to the U.S.?
Yeah, the feeling is we're ready for the season that we're in to be on this journey together. And of course we established this road performance mentality last year, and this year we want to show that it wasn't just a one-off, but it's an attitude that we have, and it's a mentality that we have to go there and continue being brave, continue being relentless, and showing who we are through our performance.
It's the first time this season where you again have 3 games in 1 week. How do you keep that mentality that you're talking about?
Yeah, I think it's easy. The guys love playing games, so it's when lots of games come. The more important thing is to focus on the quick turnarounds. So perform, recover, get guys who maybe didn't get minutes, enough stimulation so that they could jump in a game, and then making sure you have a big squad.
And we saw Durante start again last week. How difficult is he making it with the goalkeeper decision now that Pablo Cisnega could be 100% for this game?
Yeah, it's a 3-way competition. All the guys are clear. I know that doesn't usually happen in other clubs in the world, but it's one of our strengths that we have the feeling of embracing competition. And that goalkeeping unit is I think one of the most perfect examples of that value, because it's 4 of them that work together, 3 of them that are competing for playing time, and they're always training each other to try to beat each other out, and at the same time equal parts supporting each other to make sure that the guy who does get called on is as prepared as possible. And we have the characters in that group to make the best of this. And this is actually an ideal situation because competition always makes everybody rise.
Mikey, when choosing a starting goalkeeper, what factors influence your decision?
Yeah, it's the same as all of the other positions. So we look at how has the player been training, how has the player been playing in games, and what is the matchup that we have in that game. So it might be that we go with continuity for a while with certain players because we see that they've been continuing to train well, they've been playing well in matches, and the matchups match up. But there will be also times where we change the lineup because of a specific matchup. We think one player in a position has a superpower that the other guy in that position doesn't have, and it might be a game plan specific thing. But mostly what we're looking at is how are they training and how are they playing in games, with the most recent form of games being obviously the highest priority.
And what's the timeline for Lewis Morgan?
Yeah, so as long as everything goes good with his recovery today and tomorrow, we should see Lewis on the bench and ready to go.
Mikey, Leagues Cup announced today. It's another competition. How do you feel about your squad depth at this point? Do you feel like you guys are ready for all 3 competitions at this point, or are you looking to add more as the year goes on?
Yeah, right now I think we're in a really good spot. Obviously, we'll have the summer window, and we're an ambitious club, so we're always going to be looking to see how we can strengthen and grow. We also have room to grow within our roster, but also we know that we have players who are coming back still. Alejandro Alvarado is starting to train again, and he looks really, really good. And what his timeline to playing games is, I don't know, but that's going to feel like another signing. You see Marcus Ingvarsson starting to catch his rhythm on the field. For me, it's so obvious that it's like he's starting to shed whatever that was last year, and he's starting to shine. So we'll have those kind of situations, but of course in the summer window before that tournament starts, we'll also have opportunities to strengthen the squad, like a lot like we did last year. I think Tyler and Mark did a great job last year, just seeing what was needed, and we made some pretty important signings throughout the season to make sure the team was in the best position possible.
Mikey, are you happy with how the team is playing right now, and comparative to last year, where the team is at right now?
Yeah, it's impossible to compare because we have a year worth of teamwork and chemistry now. So you want to say that you're much further ahead, which you are. But that wouldn't do last year any justice because I think last year at this point the team was already very competitive early on with very few training sessions. So it's important that we just continue to work hard to grow on that. And then we're really happy with where the team's at the moment. We still have a lot of improvement to make, and we know that we can be even better. But there's a lot of good signs in terms of how much the guys are running for each other, how well the team travels together, how clean we've been in our passing. It also helps that our field right now in snap is just unbelievable. It's got to be the best field in the league. And then what I really like, for example, is you're seeing this unselfish nature in the group. 10 different goal scorers before Marcus scores the second one, and everybody, there's not a single person out there who's upset about it. Everybody is pumped. Anders being the 10th goal scorer to come in. But and then also you see the goals that are being scored with, for example, Anders' goal, both Oni and Marcus potentially passing up harder shots to upgrade a teammate's chance, and then Anders, of course, also passing up a harder shot from further away to slip Marcus in closer. So these kind of teamwork, team chemistry things are the things that we're most happy about at the moment.
Mikey, you spoke about fireman mentality on the back line. Can you elaborate about on how well they're playing right now? You specifically said there are a couple of plays that Chris is making in transition that's of the highest level. Can you give an example?
Yeah, so first off, the fireman mentality, it's really important that it's everybody, because we work a lot on shot blocking technique, because we think those little margins, they don't show up on the stat sheet or the highlights, but these are things that give you a better chance. And we have examples last year of Ima Boateng in a big blocking position at a home game. But I think the back line is really taking it to heart. You have Kieran making this clearance off of the line, what could have been definitely a goal. Manu also there. Manu always coming up with these plays. And then Chris in transition. So there's a couple plays. One, we're able to play with our center backs in 1v1 situations, which not a lot of people are comfortable with, but because Chris and Manu both have speed and their reading of the game and their aggressiveness, it's really kind of unlocked our attack, but also made us more stable in transition. And then there's a play towards the end of the game where he gets put into a 1v1 situation, a very difficult one. He chases the guy down. He ends up poking the ball away, but the ball gets kind of then ricocheted back into another area. And what I think was so high level about it is that how many actions he could put together in a row. So it's like he went for that ball into the space. He made the first interaction. He did well on it. The ball happened to bounce into a position that was still at an advantage for the transition player. Then he was able to make a third action in a row and clean the play up, where I think you'll see a lot of center backs who can make one play, maybe two. But to make that third, fourth, fifth action on action play is what's so important to us.
You talked about everybody having the same mentality as far as getting back and helping one another. How does that develop in such a relative short time for a team? You guys, this is only year two, so how does everybody jump on?
I think it starts from the basis of do we care about each other, right? Do we have each other's backs? And if the answer is yes, then we can start to say, all right, how do we show it? Let's list examples of what that looks like. And what that looks like is everybody running with and for each other, and a team that travels together shows that unity, but also attackers who are willing to make these runs back show that they're willing to do anything to win games.
We'll go with Spanish next.
Mikey, primer juego de visitante contra un rival como Sporting Kansas City, que ya enfrentaron la temporada pasada, pero es una temporada nueva. ¿Qué cualidades tiene este equipo que ustedes tienen que cuidarse para enfrentar el día de sábado?
Bueno, es un equipo con un nuevo técnico que tiene mucha experiencia en MLS y también en Europa. Tienen una mentalidad de trabajador que es un equipo muy humilde, que trabaja. Tiene un 9 muy potente, que te puede hacer un gol en cualquier momento. Creo que es muy talentoso. Pero más que nada también tienen un ambiente allá donde no es fácil jugar, porque también tienen una hinchada buena y un entorno bueno en su estadio.
Y la próxima semana se juega con Toluca, también ya se anunció la League Cup. ¿Cómo viene el equipo para enfrentar esas tres competiciones con equipos de MLS, pero también rivales mexicanos? ¿Cómo viene el equipo? Hay jugadores que han regresado físicamente.
Sí, tenemos un plantel grande, amplio, y Luis Morgan, por ejemplo, cada vez más cerca. Judal, Alejandro Alvarado también más cerca, Willy más cerca. Hay muchos que van volviendo, que es muy bueno para el entrenamiento, porque ahora tenemos mucha gente en el entrenamiento. Y nosotros estamos listos para todos los desafíos que va a llegar esta temporada. Obviamente nuestra prioridad es el juego que vamos a enfrentar el sábado, pero estamos listos para todo.
Y rivales difíciles que sería de la Liga MX como Toluca, actual campeón, son rivales de la Liga Mexicana, pero que ustedes ya han enfrentado en otras ocasiones como Pumas. ¿Cuál es la diferencia con la MLS? O sea, tienen cierta, van a tratar de enfrentar esos equipos.
Sí, bueno, primero y principal, nosotros encantamos que jugamos contra los mejores. Por ahí hay otros que dicen, sería mejor tener un rival más débil, pero para nosotros queremos ir siempre contra los mejores porque así vas a probar dónde estás parado, y queremos ver dónde estamos parados con los mejores. Esto es lo más lindo de la vida. Y sí, estos equipos que hemos enfrentado de Liga MX tienen jugadores individuales muy buenos. Tienen picardía para jugar, para saber manejar un resultado, un tipo de partido. También es un equipo, son equipos que por estas conexiones individuales, porque también empiezan a conectar en grupos de 4, 5, 6, que en momentos de transiciones y cuando el partido está un poquito abierto, te pueden dañar en cualquier momento. Y también tienen esta mentalidad de ganar, de hacer lo que se tiene que hacer para ganar duelos, hacer todo para ganar. Entonces, estas son las pruebas más importantes para nosotros, jugar en nuestra liga contra los mejores y jugar en estos torneos también contra los mejores de Liga MX.
Mikey, ha habido muchas bajas en la posición lateral derecha, en la defensiva. ¿En tu opinión, crees que es por el rendimiento que se requiere por la banda derecha o es un caso de mala suerte para ese jugador?
Un poquito, tres cosas, un poquito suerte, mala suerte, un poquito el rendimiento, lo que pedimos en nuestro fútbol, que es muy exigente. Y el tercero es, nosotros hemos jugado con muchos jóvenes ahí que por ahí no han tenido esa adaptación inicial a un primer equipo, ¿no? Juegos de primera división. Entonces yo creo que cada vez que regresan van a regresar un poquito más fuerte, y esto es un poquito mala suerte, pero le va a ayudar en el largo plazo.
¿Se espera a Eisner para que esté listo para este juego el sábado?
Eisner no, pero Oscar ya volvió y Willy ya está entrenando, entonces Willy está cerca y Eisner está día a día, entonces puede ser muy cerca también.